Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hari Om to everybody.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam.
Namaskaram Swamiji.
Namaskaram.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Today we shall try to apply our mind deeply on some of the words of Papa, especially on Namajapa. A question was raised to Papa, can you help those of us who are caught in the whirlpool of work so much that we are not conscious of the presence of God? Practical problem faced by, Can you help those of us who are caught in the whirlpool of work so much that we are not conscious of the presence of God? Papa, you do not work the whole day long. There are some hours of leisure. Out of these hours, after spending some time for the necessities of life outside the field of daily work, some period may be devoted exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with Him. We do not work the whole day long. There are some hours of leisure. Out of these hours, after spending some time for the necessities of life outside the field of daily work, some period may be devoted exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with Him. By practicing like this from day to day, we shall be able to develop a nature in which there will always be peace even when we are active in our daily routine. Remembrance of God in that state becomes the background to all external activity. Consciousness of God will then be always with us, and we get the peace which passeth understanding. Otherwise, we are caught in a whirlpool of work we are doing every day, lose ourselves in it so much so that we entirely forget God. We become only machines, turning out a certain amount of work and exhausting ourselves. As a result, the mind becomes restless, careworn, unbalanced. So during our leisure hours, we must devote some time to retire within ourselves and commune with the divine by remembering him through prayer and meditation. Gradually, we feel so much joy in the work that we never feel fatigued. We now know, we now know that the work we are doing is a dedication to the divine. Because we become conscious that we are doing the work not by our will and power, but by the will and power of the divine. This is addressed to the workaday segment. We will again read the answer, then let us see to what extent we can assimilate. We do not work the whole day long. There are some hours of leisure. Out of these hours, after spending some time for the necessities of life, outside the field of daily work, some period may be devoted exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with Him. What does it mean? We do not work the whole day long. There are some hours of leisure. Out of these hours, after spending some time for the necessities of life, outside the field of daily work, some period may be devoted exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with Him. Is it clear? Because it applies to all of us. We are all involved in so many activities. So if we can try to get some clarity on this, it might help us.
When we try to keep some time for ourselves to remember God, is it good for us to keep a specific time in a day, or any time will do?
Any time.
Any time will do. No, but then
Suppose we go to office, or morning we have our morning busy schedule, getting up, brushing the teeth, going to the bathroom, then having our bath, getting dressed up, and then have our food, and then leave for the field of employment. And normally when we go there, we are fully involved in that work. Evening we come exhausted. Probably we may have a bath, eat, then retire. This is the general routine. So that's why the person asked, how do we remember him? So here the answer is that it is not that we are working the whole, even when in the office, even while at home. There may be a few moments where we are free. So this initiative has to come from us only. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, something like that. We devise some method, and he says communion with him. That is an important word. Communion and contact with him. Exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with him. So that we need some clarity, We talk to him. So first of all, before that, we should know that it is he who has given us this. This birth has been given, We did not, none of us. None of us brought this life to us by ourselves. Clear cut message. So the life has been given to us by Him. By Him means because we believe in Shastras, we believe in the words of Masters, that He is the first cause. So He has given us this life. So when He has given us His life, He has also provided whatever that is necessary for the life to exist. And also He is giving the various fields to get ourselves involved. Though we were not knowing, every work has been allotted to us by Him. We were thinking we were doing it. Having come in contact with a saint, with a realized soul, we slowly first intellectually understand that the life has been given to us, the field has been given to us. So then we talk to Him, Today is a stressful day for me. Please help me. I have been given a target. It seems to be very difficult for me to achieve. Seated within, seated without, you are given the target. Seated within, you please open up. Like that, something. So we have to open up. We do not work the whole day long. There are some hours of leisure. Out of these hours, after spending some time for the necessities of life, bathroom, so many things will be basic necessities. Outside the field of daily work, some period may be devoted exclusively for remembering God and getting the necessary communion and contact with Him. So we can also put it like that immediately after our bath, before we go to before we have our food and go for the field office, or we spend some time in the puja room now. There, if we try to develop a contact and communion with Him, whose image we are prostrating in the form of a guru or an Ishtadevada. So we develop a communion. Are we to take it that nothing should become a ritual? No? Think about it. Every day, suppose we try to develop a contact, communion with Him, the impact will be definitely different. Now, out of habit, we may go there and do something and we have satisfaction. If we don't do that, we feel miserable. Apply something on our head. But here, Papa gives us the clue that the aim should be to have contact and communion with Him. Why did He say contact and communion? No? Then only it will stay with us throughout the day. Because when we contact Him and talk to Him, the first tangible, palpable gain is that we recognize that He is within us. We go to a temple, we pray, we come back. That is why again we want to remember Him, we go to the temple. Okay, that may be one stage, initial stage. But here what Papa wants us is a contact or communion. All of us have to try this. When we talk to Him, the first tangible gain is that we recognize tacitly, explicitly no, agreed. We may still feel He is outside. So every day, suppose we start contacting and talking to Him, for a few minutes. It might help us in slowly recognizing that He is with me. This can only be the answer that we are always in touch with Him even while we are apparently involved in so many, because we are slowly trying to recognize Him in the inside.
Swamiji, sir, few years back, Swamiji was there, this question came up. And Swamiji said that I understand that you get involved in the work and you are unable to remember him. But as soon as you go to the office, exclusively a few times at least, say Ram Nam and try to be in touch with the Guru or your or whatever it was. And then whenever you get a little off your work, that will hold you for some time, and again you have to again establish. This did work.
We have tried. Any method, communion, contact.
Swamiji,
Not only in office.
Swamiji,
Mm.
actually, when we are in some difficult situation, we மனசால ஓ பப்பா அப்படின்னு தான் கூப்பிடுறோம். அப்போ நிஜமாவே he comes and நீங்க சொல்வீங்க mysteriously helps us in somehow see to that the situation is அதோட அந்த what shall I tell, அந்த இது தீவிரம் குறைஞ்சு நமக்கு மனசுக்கு அமைதி கிடைக்கிறது நிச்சயம் சுவாமிஜி.
சரி.
இது ஆனா அது ஆல்வேஸ் வந்துட்டு இருக்கணும். அதுதான் நம்மளுக்கு அந்த பப்பான்னு நம்ம கூப்பிடுறோம், பப்பா தான் கூப்பிடுறோம். அது வந்து நீங்க சொல்றாப்லே பப்பானாக்கா இந்த ஃபார்ம் தான் எனக்கு மனசுக்கு வருது. நம்மளோட அது வந்து தான் அதையும் we have to go beyond that இல்லையா? அதுதான் இப்போ வந்து பெரிய எப்படின்னு தெரியல.
ஆகிக்கட்டும், அந்த ஃபார்ம் வந்துகட்டும். ஃபார்மு கூட்டித்தானே நமக்கு தெரியப்பட்டது, அதனால இட்ஸ் ஆல் ரைட். பட் அது வந்தால் போருமே, தட் ஹீ இஸ் வித்தின் வரணும். தட் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஹீ இஸ் வித்தின் வரணும். தென் ஒன்லி வி ஆர் எவர் வித் ஹிம் இல்லையா? So far we have developed a relationship with Guru or God who is outside. That is why we feel the gap. Now Papa is asking us to develop a connection where we slowly try to realize his presence within. அப்படி ஆர்த்தானே அல்டிமேட்டா we know that he is with us, he has been with us னுள்ளது slowly it will get stabilized.
Yes, Swamiji.
Otherwise, in a particular place at a particular time with a particular exercise, we try to establish something and then it goes, it gets evaporated. We are back to square one.
Yes.
In spite of attending ashram for decades together, the gap still remains, So this is a very crucial point. How do we develop this contact and communion? Each one has to devise some method. Because intellectually all of us know all these things. When we take anything, we should know he has given. All those things we have read many times. But have we been able to make it a reality in our life? Then only, I think the crux is that I should always remind that I exist only because of him, whose name I am chanting.
Yes, Swamiji.
Now these words are coming because he is within us. So how to ensure this? Each one has to try.
Yes,
Because we have heard everything, but still we are there where we are. In the sense, we are yet to get stabilized so that he is within us. He is making us to think, talk and do. Until we reach that stage, we will always feel that he is away from us. That is why beyond certain stage, Mataji the other day, Nirguna Nirakar has been, why it is, has been emphasizing the impersonal aspect. Because the impersonal aspect, if it is becoming clear, then only we know that he is with us. Just like we are breathing, it is with us. Just like the heart beats, it is with us. Just like the blood circulates, it is with us. That is the truth. So I should devise some method by which I become aware of him. That connection may be loose, may not be very tight, but my attention should be to somehow establish that is a contact and communion. It's a wonderful word. It is not simply uttering Ramnam. It is not simply uttering some prayer. It is not simply seeing somebody or placing ourselves before an idol. What is we have to ultimately we have to keep on reminding that my aim is to feel his presence. Previously I thought he is an outside phenomenon. Now the very act of talking is going on, the very act of the hand moving like this is because of his presence. And then when I involve in activities, I may not be having the same thing. But Papa assures us, if we try to do that, it will be there in the background.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Ah,
Swamiji, as Mataji said, that problems they come, but Papa does something and the problems are sorted out. So Swamiji, I also experienced the same thing. But then every time, in every workplace situation, Swamiji, the problems were happening. And the question that came to my mind was that God, I know that you will sort it out, but why are you giving me these problems, Swamiji? So this question was at the back of my mind always. And every time, and Swamiji, I wasn't able, it's not that I'm in a situation where now no problems come. Swamiji, problems are still there. Sometimes problems, and I realize that it's my own, there are certain weaknesses of me which because of that, Swamiji, the problems occur, and now I'm working on those weaknesses. But the question remained, Swamiji. And today, when I heard you, Swamiji, it all of a sudden it came to me that it's the answer why the problems are coming is because I am not contacting God. And God wants me to do that. And because He knows that I contact Him only when the problems come, Swamiji.
Correct.
So, yes.
Correct. The contact and communion, kindly go deeper into it and pray to us. Let us all pray to Him. You have given us a clue now, password, that I must establish. So far, whatever maybe I may be doing under the banner of spiritual discipline or religious discipline, I still have not reconciled to the truth that He is within me. So I have not been able to establish the contact. Even if there was a contact prayer when I go to a temple, when I do, still He is an outside factor. That is why the moment we are away from Him, we feel disconnected. And when we sit and remember Him, we get connected. But then we get disconnected when we apply. So that is not working properly. All of us know that. Now, how do I do that? So I think probably each one has to devise. One thought that comes to us now is that we keep on pumping this idea. You are within me. You gave me the human birth. You provided everything for me to survive. You also gave me a freedom to think that I am an individual. You made me to plan. You made me to succeed, you made me to fail, everything that. But you have been with me for reasons unknown to me now. You are subjecting me to go through various types of experiences. But I am not asking you anything excepting to make me know that you are within me always. A frank statement, down to earth. These things I know. My birth, I did not do anything. At least I know I have not done anything. I used to think parents are responsible. Yes, they are responsible to a certain extent. But then I know that parents were also born to their parents, so they can't be the first source. Then intellectually I can understand that power. Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. So you are behind my this thing. I also know that you have provided everything for me to exist in the form of essentials, like air to breathe, water to drink, earth to exist, space to move about, the sun, everything. All those things you have provided. All the creature comforts also you have provided through your various creations. All these things are intellectually understood, but I should know that you are there within me. Please help me in our own way, in our own way. But if we start accepting that we have come from Him, probably it might help us to go deeper and deeper. That is how now we feel that in the glimpses of divine vision, the first thing Papa says is, go to your origin, go to the origin of yours and as well as the world. Because that alone will make me know that I come from Him. This could be the first step in my getting contact or what you call communion with Him. He is my originator. In the ashram, whenever you come or whenever those of us who are here, every day during the Arati time, we repeat Papa's universal prayer, Omkarji Maharaj's prayer for world peace, and Puja Mataji's prayer. In these three prayers, this has been amplified. O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world. I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee. This is the communion, no? We close our eyes and then suppose we are unable to concentrate upon the impersonal aspect, we bring him into the picture. And later on request him or pray to him, plead, appeal to him to go beyond. Because we know. Day for yesterday we read Mataji's, no? How can somebody ask a transitory thing like a body, how can we concentrate at God? No, our rational mind may create. So then Mataji beautifully prayed, no? It is not only the body, the one which is inside the body, and it has been expressing through the body. So the body has been divinized. The body has been divinized means we need not think any other thing. The divinity in the body is identified by us. The inner core of the thing has been identified by us through that form. So even if we are concentrating on that form,
may I request you to send Mataji's Satsang points to me, please?
Day for yesterday, what we done?
Yes, Swamiji, yes.
1 minute.
Because I need to read again and again.
1 minute. I gave it for translation. No, it is here. Translation Hindi with that. But let me see something else. Puja Mataji and Beloved Papa. When writing about Papa, oh, this they have to see, Oh.
Swamiji, can you please send me this in mail, please, Swamiji?
Email. She wants us to send it to her. I'll send it later.
Now I will read, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll send it.
I'll send later now.
When writing about Papa, Mataji would never refer to him except by describing his impersonal attributes, such as he who having become everything transcends everything, or Nirakara Nirguna Shashwata Papa, or all merciful, all pervading Papa. If anyone wrote Beloved Papa, she would immediately say, this is not the way you should write. There must always be an adjective showing his attributes like eternal, infinite Papa, Purushottam Papa, all merciful Papa, all compassionate Papa, all transcendent Papa. You should never think of Papa as an individual or as the body. Keep always in mind that Papa is everything and beyond everything. He is God himself. Mataji was once asked, how can we consider anything that is transitory, that gradually perishes as God? Papa's body, we know, is also subject to the law of nature and has to perish sooner or later. Mataji replied, Papa is not merely this body. Papa is in this body, works through this body, which is purified and made divine. Papa is in this body, works through this body. So you can worship that body also as God himself, because it is through this body you are initiated, guided, helped and blessed. She would say, our Purushottam Papa is Nirguna, Nirakar, Adiyantarahita, Shashwata. He has himself manifested as the universe and its unnumbered forms. He is also seated in our hearts. Sache Papa had taken the form of Swami Ramdas to show us the way to his eternal Swarup. So the form and the formless. Sache Papa had taken the form of Swami Ramdas to show us the way to his eternal Swarup. Papa gave me the precious Ramnam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarupa, that he is Nirguna, Nirakar, Adiyantarahita, Shashwata, and he has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. It is really a shock to all of us, While chanting, do we struggle to bring any of these? So that means every chanting should enable us to identify the core. While chanting, what is happening, each one will analyze now. I have been chanting for 30 years, 40 years. I have not felt his presence. Now we know the answer that Mataji says, Papa gave me the precious Ramnam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarup, that he is Nirgun, Nirakar, Adiyantarahita, Shashwata. He has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone, and Papa revealed himself in my heart and gave me the experience of my oneness with him. On the Kartik Purnima day in 1928, Mataji dedicated her whole life to Papa. By 1930, 31, she got stabilized in it. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone, and Papa revealed himself in my heart and gave me the experience of my oneness with him. Revealed in my heart, revealed himself in my heart. Previously, when she used the word Papa, it was difficult for us to separate from the form of Papa, whom we call as Swami Ramdas. Now, some clarity is slowly emerging. When she said Nirguna Nirakara, how many times we have all read? Have you been able to get some clarity on the word? Then, O limitless ocean of love, Papa, you descended in the human form and you taught us by yourself doing sadhana to realize and become the infinite eternal self. It's a beautiful one. Not merely a theory, you demonstrated before us. So the Nirguna Nirakar Papa took the form of Swami Ramdas, previously as Vittal Rao, and then took up the sadhana, and the transition from Vittal Rao, the individual, to the sadhaka, and then to the siddha, realized soul, Swami Ramdas. We all got confused by the same usage for these two. Somewhere we remember to have read that when Rame, Papa's daughter, when she was addressing Papa as Papa, when Mataji joined, Mataji also joined to call Papa. And then Papa became the universal Papa. Nobody addressed him as Swami Ramdas or Swamiji. Initially we found somewhere Swamiji is addressed as Swamiji. But after this 1930s, almost everybody started addressing him as Papa. We got confused. Because the moment we were introduced first to the form as Papa, all these things only later on we started reading. So we were building up this image in our mind. Many would have derived the benefit also from it, the real benefit. But if we have not derived the benefit, that means we need something more. This will help us. You taught us to utter Ramnam. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself. This is not an academic exercise. She says, you taught us how to meditate. How to meditate? Treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself. There is no separation, no. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself, with a view to ultimately revealing yourself in our hearts. And you taught us to do as your service whatever work that came to us in whatever situation. Oh, my all-knowing Papa, by these three things, namely, making us talk with mouth, thinking our thoughts with the mind, doing our work with the body. You made us do sadhana naturally, simultaneously. Similarly, oh, my kindness incarnate Papa, pray, make us utter your name with the mouth, meditate on you with the mind, and do service to you with the body in whatever situation you have placed us. Lord of the universe, Papa, prostrations to you, my beloved and all compassionate Papa. You are beginningless and endless. You are eternal. In order to enjoy your own eternal bliss, you chose to manifest yourself as the universe and the innumerable forms in it. You also came in the form of Mahatmas to teach your own other forms the way to enjoy your eternal peace and happiness. For us, you came to this world in the form of Papa Swami Ramdas. You initiated us with the name and asked us to chant it constantly. You taught us that the name stood for your Nirguna Swarup. Bah, bah, bah. You taught us that the name stood for your Nirguna Swarup. You asked us to meditate on your eternal being and existence beyond all names and forms, and to do whatever work we did as your service. ब्रह्मांड के स्वामी पप्पा आपको साष्टांग प्रणाम. So I think this word, communion and contact. I think
Swamiji, this needs to be repeated again and again and again. அப்பதான் கொஞ்சம் மண்டல ஏறும்.
மண்டல ஏறுமோ பார்க்குறோம். கிளீனாக கேப்சியூலில் கொடுத்துருக்கா மாதாஜி.
சுவாமிஜி, இது இவ்வளவு வருஷமா ஏன் சொல்லல நீங்க?
Forget about it. இன்னையிலேருந்து ஆரம்பிப்போமே. Bygones are bygones.
Swamiji, we are also putting our pegs on you.
So he is revealing it to us one by one, so that we get more and more clarity in our sadhana. Whatever we have done, it has its own validity and purpose. So now let us take it that the mind can now understand this. 10 years back or 15 years back or 25 years back, if this was uttered, but none of us understood. When she was in body, by 25, 35 years back, Mataji dropped the body. 89, yes, 35 years back. So before that, Mataji must have explained to us many, many a time, but none of us understood. Anyway, forget about it. Why we did not understand is not going to help us. But now let us see. At least you made us know now, we are thankful. So you have given the whole thing. Guru, the all-powerful Ramnam, the sadhana. And when we have not established the permanent contact, it will help us to stretch ourselves, stretch the remembrance. That's what we started with this article. By practicing like this from day to day, we shall be able to develop a nature in which there will always be peace, even when we are active in our daily routine. Remembrance of God in that state becomes the background to all external activity, whether at home or in the office or with friends. This particular word, By practicing like this from day to day, we shall be able to develop a nature in which there will always be peace, even when we are active in our daily routine. Remembrance of God in that state becomes the background to all external activity. Consciousness of God will then be always with us, and we get the peace which passes understanding. Even if for a particular we get detached. Charging, we are sitting before with the help of what is this? Laptop. We look at it, it's not charged. Immediately we switch on the light. Because if the charge is not there, it will not work. So remembrance is something like this. It has to be charged. Because we have not still got the grip. Doesn't matter. So so that's why in the course of the day, whether at home or in the office or with friends, family life, professional life, social life, we try to snatch a few seconds, few minutes every now and then charge remembrance. When we practice that, Papa assures us remembrance of God in that state becomes the background to all external activity. By the time we would have got clarity of what is meant by remembrance. Remembrance, we may have some idea, but we will know that. We need not try to explain that. We will know that. And whenever we cross the Lakshman Rekha, we will find mysteriously pulling us. Lakshman Rekha means when we forget and identify ourselves with the sense of individuality, the me and mine. So we are now trying to understand he plus the sense of individuality is the I, real I. But when I get disconnected from he and only the sense of individuality is there, it becomes a small I. So every now and then we try to switch on the connection. Each one has to devise some method. Because whatever guidance we have, it's all in the book. We have heard many times directly from masters, read their books, but still we don't feel that, no. We still feel we have not established the contact. We still keep on doing something so that we will get stabilized in it. But it is not happening. Unknowingly, we always think that it is a session, it's an activity. I treat it as an activity unknowingly, including Ram Nam chanting. That is why immediately after the chanting, we get our sense of individuality only remains there. So now we are trying to keep on hammering. He is with us, he has been with us, he is with us, he has been with us, he is with us, he has been with us. And he is facilitating through various forms for me to remember this. And by contemplating upon Mataji's words, either we become aware of the thoughts, we become aware of the words, we become aware of the actions. In all these things still, with all our experience, with all our association with Papa Mataji's teachings all these years, still we treat it word as word, thought as thought, deed as a deed, disconnected from the God dimension. So this is the fundamental problem we have. Mataji says here, all thought that arose in my mind. You remember? Forgotten? All are keeping quiet.
All thoughts are it. All words are it. All thoughts are it. All deeds are it.
So that is my to identify everything, in us. We are available only in these forms. You taught us to utter Ram Nam. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself, with a view to ultimately revealing yourself in our hearts. And you taught us to do as your service whatever work that came to us in whatever situation. So by these three things, making us talk with the mouth, now and here we should try, not postponing. Making us talk with mouth, thinking our thoughts with mind, doing our work with the body. You made us do sadhana naturally, simultaneously. Similarly, make us utter your name with the mouth, meditate on you with the mind, do service to you with the body in whatever situation you have placed us.
சுவாமிஜி இது தினமே ரிப்பீட் பண்ணினா கூட எங்களுக்கு ஒரு சாதனை ஆயிடும் சுவாமிஜி.
ஆமாம், இதில் எல்லாம் கண்டெய்ன்ஸ் எவ்ரிதிங். Today we got it translated to Hindi and then Telugu. என்னன்னா அது அதனோட ஸ்வீட்னஸ் இத்தனை சிம்பிளாக in such a short, I think 1 page, that's all. A4 1 page, that's all. Mataji has placed before us this sublime, profound idea in a simple word, down to earth, practical, to understand. And to go ahead with this, it is given to us, the option. Uncomplicated. So, yes, once more we will read. Correct, nothing else we should know. This alone is sufficient. When writing about Papa, that is why she was insisting about the attributes. Because every time when we try to add that attribute, we get connected to the impersonal aspect. If I am doing only copying, it will not have. That instantly, even a finite thing is connected to the infinite. No? When writing about Papa, Mataji would never refer to him except by describing his impersonal attributes such as he who having become everything transcends everything. Or Nirakar Nirguna Shashwata Papa, or all merciful, all pervading Papa. If anyone wrote Beloved Papa, she would immediately say, this is not the way you should write. There must always be an adjective showing its attributes like eternal, infinite Papa. Attributes are purely impersonal, no here. There must always be an adjective showing his attributes like eternal, infinite Papa, Purushottam Papa, all merciful Papa, all compassionate Papa, all transcendent Papa. You should never think of Papa as an individual or as the body. Keep always in mind that Papa is everything and beyond everything. He is God Himself. विशेषण का उपयोग करना चाहिए, जैसे शाश्वत और अनंत पप्पा, पुरुषोत्तम पप्पा, सर्वकृपालु पप्पा, सर्वदयालु पप्पा, सर्व पारलौकिक पप्पा आदि। आपको पप्पा को कभी भी एक व्यक्ति या शरीर के रूप में नहीं मानना चाहिए। हमेशा ध्यान रखें कि पप्पा ही सब कुछ है और सबसे परे है, वे स्वयं भगवान है। Sundar's translation. Beautiful. When you read that, you know something wells up in our heart. Mataji was once asked, how can we consider anything that is transitory, that gradually perishes as God? Papa's body, we know, is also subject to the law of nature, has to perish sooner or later. Mataji replied, Papa is not merely this body. Papa is in this body, works through this body, which is purified and made divine. So you can worship that body also as God Himself, because it is through this body you are initiated, guided, helped, blessed. Even after 61 years, after he dropped the body, he continues to guide us,
Words are very powerful, very strong and well written.
So we don't have to belittle the form also. Even after we get through email from far off countries also, they want inquest of God. They have not heard, they have not seen Him. How mysteriously, when you say they have not seen Him, means seen the body. But some connection is there, Papa is not merely this body, Papa is in this body, works through this body. माताजी से एक बार पूछा, बोटा she would say, our Purushottam Papa is Nirguna Nirakara Adiyantarahita Shashwata. He has himself manifested as the universe and its unnumbered forms. He is also seated in our hearts. Such a Papa had taken this form of Swami Ramdas to show us the way to his eternal Swarup. I think slowly now the confusion is getting cleared, Such a Papa had taken the form of Swami Ramdas, Papa Swami Ramdas, to show us the way to his eternal Swarup. Papa gave me the precious Ramnam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarup, that he is Nirguna, Nirakara, Adiyantarahita, Shashwata, that he has manifested as the whole universe and is seated in our hearts. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone, and Papa revealed himself in my heart and gave me the experience of my oneness with him. O limitless ocean of Papa, you descended in the human form. You taught us by yourself doing sadhana to realize and become the infinite eternal self. You taught us to utter Ramnam. You taught us how to meditate. Simple, treating all thought that arose in the mind as yourself. Some of you will definitely remember having gone through Guru's grace.
Yes, Swamiji.
There, my Papa asked her to write down, identify every thought. Then she writes, Papa, good is also Papa, bad is also Papa, like that all pairs of opposites also will come there. In that way, all thoughts, now we understand, because she was able to experience that, because Papa asked her to identify every thought as coming from him. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself, with a view to ultimately revealing yourself in our hearts. You taught us to do as your service whatever work that came to us in whatever situation, either at home or in the office or with friends. Oh, my all-knowing Papa, by these three things, making us talk with the mouth, thinking our thoughts with the mind, doing our work with the body, you made us do sadhana naturally and spontaneously. Similarly, oh my kindness incarnate Papa, make us utter your name with the mouth, meditate on you with the mind, do service to you with this body in whatever situation you have placed us.
Swamiji, slowly you have explained, you made us understand that mind can be used in a very constructive way towards sadhana.
Oh. Lord of the universe, Papa, prostrations to you, my beloved and all compassionate Papa. You are beginningless and endless. You are eternal. In order to enjoy your own eternal bliss, you chose to manifest yourself as the universe and the innumerable forms in it. You also came in the form of Mahatmas to teach your own other forms the way to enjoy your eternal peace and happiness. For us, you came to this world in the form of Papa Swami Ramdas. You initiated us with the name and asked us to chant it constantly. You taught us that the name stood for your Nirguna Swarup and asked us to chant it constantly. You asked us to meditate on your eternal being and existence beyond all names and forms and do whatever work we did as your service. Yes, on Monday also we will repeat the same thing. Let us see how, to what extent we get grounded in it.
Swamiji, where is Swamiji? Booster dose, one.
Booster dose program. Booster dose one. You are right. It's beautiful. இதிலே கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ண பெறும். Let us see how. Let us not leave it, please. Those who have heard, try to retain this as much as possible. Mind has got a habit of erasing it or putting it back. So many other things will come immediately after this program when we go out to the hall. And we should not. Just like the cattle when it go cows, when they go out, they do the grazing and then they come back and do the mastication, so that it slowly gets absorbed in their body. Similarly, we hear, suppose we don't apply, it will go. Nice to hear at that time, that's all. Wonderful at that time, that's all. But suppose we keep on. And one thing out of experience we can tell you 100%, that when we do this assimilation, not merely hearing, the next stage they will guide us. Just like they guided us, what she talked in 80s, lying in the book with the Divine Mother, she revealed it now, no? In fact, when Shuddhananda Swamiji has written this, we were all doing the typing, not even computer. Corrected version we have to again type out, unlike computer, in typewriting, you have to, whenever there are some mistakes, they have to retype, 1,000 books, 1,000 papers, 1,000 paper, 1,000 number. So we keep on typing out. But it has not struck to us. Mysteriously, she now only you will understand. You have typed out at that time, you are only typing out a matter. You wanted to finish that printing, make it ready for the printing, that's all. Your anxiety was on how to complete that task. At that time, I have not given you the prompting to go deep inside. And then now, mysteriously, she says, now you will understand. Share it with everybody. What has been uttered in 80s, what has been recorded by Shuddhanandaji, and when it came as a manuscript, If we remember right, 91, 92 period, we were typing it out. He typed out, again corrections, then we started typing out. But this, what do you call this? Ready to serve, no? This simple package. It is uncomplicated, no? Mataji is not asking us to do something impossible. The only thing is we should be blessed with that mindset to do it, that's all. So now we will not leave it and read it then like that. For the next few days, we will try to sit with it. And then try, not merely hearing or thinking, we will try in our day-to-day life. So that the revealment or the experience will give us more and more impetus, push. So we request all of you to kindly, you would have heard so many words, note down that words. Those of you who want, you can you send it through email, this particular portion.
Many languages are there. So Telugu also translated, Hindi translated, English.
We can Hindi and Telugu, it has been translated. Rest of the Tamil also, we will, Ravi is here, we will ask him to translate. Malayalam, we can translate this, yes, correct. But those who are comfortable with English, we can straight away send it. We will stop all reading, concentrate on this,
Swami is everything.
Leave everything and then concentrate on Ramnam and this, Ramnam and this, Ramnam and this. See for ourselves how it starts working. Is that okay?
Yes, Swamiji, much needed.
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay.
Shraddha, Swamiji, Shraddha can send to everybody, Swamiji.
Yes.
I'll send it. Yeah, I'll send it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. I'll send it in the Satsang group.
Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swami, Namaskaram Swami.
Namaskar. Pranam.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskar.